What's up, MHS Ski and Board Club?
Welcome to the safety video here at Perfect North Slopes.
Let's send it. Slowly put your ski or snowboard on the start of the carpet. Let the carpet take you off the snow as you ride up. Keep in mind the carpet will stop every once in a while, so be ready to be jerked forward. When getting off, allow the carpet to take your skis and board back onto the snow. Skiers, make sure to keep your poles up.
When getting on the chair, skate up to the red line and wait for the chair to come around. When it approaches, sit down in the back of the chair, and once settled, don't lean forward during the lift. Skiers, make sure to keep your poles up so they don't get stuck or dropped under the lift. For all skiers and boarders, make sure after you sit down that your boards and skis are flat on the ground until you are lifted into the air. This prevents people from falling and hurting themselves. While getting off the lift, carefully set your skis or board down onto the platform, then stand up and let the chair push you off. If you fall, that's okay. Just try to get out of the way to stop avoiding the lift. Please remember, no horseplay on the lift, as this can cause injury. When approaching the rope, be sure to watch out for others trying to hop back on from their previous run. When no one is in the way, get right next to the rope and slowly grab on. Be prepared for the sudden tug from the rope. Then let it take you up. An easier way to do this is for riders to unstrap and skate up next to the rope, and when you're at the same speed as the rope, grab on. This will allow you to not to be jerked forward as much when grabbing the rope. For skiers, it will be easier if you leave your poles at the bottom, so you will free up both hands to grab the rope. Keep in mind the rope will tear up your gloves, so try to bring some other gloves that can be torn up. Bare hands aren't a good idea because it will lead to some rope burn.
SMART is an acronym that will help you remember some important guidelines before you hit the park. S stands for start small. Doing so will allow you to progress at a fun and safe pace. M stands for make a plan. Stick with your plan that will support your skill level. Please note that you also want to plan what you're doing in the air. A stands for always look before you leap. Therefore, make sure everyone is clear of the jump or rail before dropping. Friends and club members can help with this as well. Let people know when it is safe to drop by using signals. A common signal for a clear drop is making an O with your arms. A common signal for no drop is extending your arms out horizontally. R stands for respect. Be respectful in the park and in general throughout the mountain. If someone drops in before you, let them go so you don't cut them off. The first person who drops has the right of way. Another good rule of thumb is to let the better rider or skier drop first. Cutting people off who are in front of you or cutting in front of faster/better riders can be dangerous. Finally, T stands for take it easy. Don't try to progress too fast because that could lead to injury. Jump and ride at your own risk, and make sure to always know your level of riding so that you know what you can and can't do. Be safe and have fun. A good motto is safe sense.
Helmets are required for ski clubs, so make sure you have one. They will help you stay safe throughout the season so you can continue riding. This is the correct way to wear a helmet. Make sure there is no gaps between the goggles and the helmet. Make sure it fits snug on your head and not on top.
Stay in control no matter your level. Whether it's going too fast down a green or flying off a jump that you're not ready for. Know your limits and don't cross them. In time, you will hit new runs and features, but you just have to be patient and progress at a safe speed. This being said, make sure to go at your own pace. Don't let others push you to do something you don't want to do, because that's how people get hurt.
Hey, hello guys. My name is Jarbo. I am with Perfect North Slopes National Ski Patrol, and just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information as part of your ski club. So one of the first questions is, what is it that we do here on Ski Patrol? Really kind of falls into three categories. The first thing that everybody thinks about with Ski Patrol really is roaming first aid, and that's exactly what it is that we do. All of our patrollers are certified in outdoor emergency care, which is basically like an EMT basic. So if anyone does have any problems and gets hurt up on the hill, part of our job is to respond and provide that first aid. The second thing that we do is also we are trained in transporting folks down off of the hill. So if people get into a situation either because they're hurt or because they find themselves in a spot on the hill that they can't safely ski their way down, that's something that we can do, and you've seen us kind of pull folks down on those toboggans. So if you ever see us out there blowing the whistle, you'll know exactly what it is that we're doing. The third thing that we really are, and so aside from just being roaming first aid, is really being a guest service representative out on the hill. So Perfect North has lots of employees around here doing lots of jobs, but but we're one of the very few that are actually out on the hill with the skiing public. So if you ever have questions, if you have issues, if you have any concerns, feel free to grab any one of us and you can ask any of those questions or see if there's anything that we can do to help. The other thing that we're doing is we're also the eyes and ears for management when we're out on the hill. So we're always checking to make sure that the slopes are in good conditions and things like that. And one of the most important things as you guys come out here, whether you're an experienced skier or snowboarder or you're new to the sport, is actually making sure that you understand the skier responsibility code. And so you can find that online in lots of different places. It may even be on the back of your season pass. But it's a series of 7 rules that we should all follow when we're out on the hill to make sure that we all have a safe and fun day. There's a particular order to them, but I actually like to go through them in a different order, and it's kind of how you'll experience them. The first is whenever you have your equipment, whether it's rental or your own, you need to make sure that you have gear on your equipment to prevent it from running away. And for skis, that typically is going to be a ski brake so that if the ski comes off your foot, it's not going to slide down the hill. For snowboarders, it could be a leash. So make sure you have that on your piece of gear before you get on the lifts. Number 2 is make sure you know how to use those lifts, whether it's the chair lifts, whether it's the rope tows that we have over in some of the terrain part, or the beginner area where we have the magic carpets. Knowing how to use those lifts before you get on there, and if you don't, feel free to ask one of the lift attendants for help. Once you get to the top of the hill, make sure that anything that we do, you're going to make sure that you're following all posted signs and things of that nature. So if there's closed trails, make sure that you're following that. If it gives you some instructions, make sure you're following all of those rules. And that's part of Ski Patrol's job, is to make sure those things are out there. When you get up to the top of the hill, one of the things as you start off, you want to make sure that you're looking uphill and you're yielding to people that are already moving and already skiing. So when you start on a trail or when you merge between 2 trails, you look uphill and you're yielding to those folks. As you start down the hill, the biggest thing that we need to make sure that we do is we always ski in control. You've got to be able to ski where you could stop and avoid obstacles to make sure that you're safe and those around you are safe as well. And that takes me to another one, and that is the skiers that are downhill from you, they actually have the right of way. Most of us don't have eyes in the back of our head, and so what our responsibility is we have to avoid the people who are in front of us. So when you're skiing, if you're going to pass someone, you need to make sure that you are giving them plenty of room so that you get around them, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you don't run into them. And then lastly, related to that is you need to make sure that if and when you ever stop on the hill, you don't do it in a location where you're not seen from those people that are above you. So if you think, especially like in the terrain park, don't stop at the bottom of a jump where folks above you aren't going to be able to see you. A couple questions that folks have about ski patrollers. So number 1, we can be on skis, but we also can be on snowboard. And so just for the record, like I am actually a snowboard ski patroller. And I get that actually question or that comment all the time when I'm in the lift line. I'm always hearing people say, I didn't realize that you could actually be on a snowboard and be on ski patrol. The other thing that a lot of people ask is, what about the stuff that we're wearing? So number 1, all of the ski patrollers that are here, we're all wearing some type of vest or jacket that's either red or black that has a cross on the back. There's really 3 primary levels of ski patrol that you guys can be aware of. Number 1, all of those of us that are wearing a red vest or a red jacket with the white cross on the back, we're the full ski patroller. And so we can do all the first aid and we can pull the toboggan. So if someone is injured, we can bring them down the hill on one of those toboggans. The folks that are in a black vest with a white cross that says National Ski Patrol, they've completed all their first aid training, but they're still in the process of developing the skills to be able to safely pull someone down the toboggan. The folks that are wearing a black vest that say Mountain Host on the back, they have done an abbreviated version of first aid so they can respond to some things, but basically they're additional eyes and ears that are out on the hill that can call and assist the actual ski patrollers if and when that's needed. So you can always go up to them. They all have radios. You can go up to them and ask questions, but if you're truly hurt or you truly need help down the hill, it's going to be one of those red coat patrollers that are going to be able to assist. When we're pulling folks down the hill in those toboggans, and you may have seen that when we're out here, one of the things that we are trying to do is make sure that it's a safe and smooth ride for that guest, especially if they happen to be injured. One of the things that we need to do is quickly get them down the hill, but smoothly, and one of the things that we ask everyone around to do is to try to give us some space. Sometimes you're going to hear us blow a whistle, and it's when we're skiing or snowboarding down the hill with the toboggan, or maybe it's when we're pulling it behind a snowmobile. If you do hear that whistle, just pull off to the side. We're going to go around, but if you can part the ways or pull off to one side so that we can get through, that's going to help us get to the first aid room as quickly as we can.